welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's address the elephant in the room here, and that is, where the f have I been? Have I given up my YouTube career to start a new career caring for the elderly? Definitely not. Have I had a sudden change of heart that, maybe some of my viewpoints are a little too risque and out there, and, I just want to be a bit more relaxed? Nope, I still hate every person on this earth. Have my parents and my girlfriend found my YouTube channel and have murdered me and thrown me in a ditch in the middle of Arkansas? No, not yet, but that probably will eventually happen. Am I just a lazy fuck who hasn't put out a YouTube video in a while? Well, maybe. But you see, it's not all my fault, okay?
And this is really hard to say, but the reason why I haven't been able to post for so long, I'm sorry, just bear with me, guys, but the reason why I haven't been able to post for so long is because my entire family, like all 30 members of my entire family, were murdered by Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm sorry, guys, it's really hard to talk about, but Leonardo DiCaprio shot, killed, and tortured every single one of my family members and left one note, just one note, after he massacred my entire family. And in that note, it said, "I'm not gay. I don't like cock. Please stop saying homosexual things about me. I do not want to fuck a white 19-year-old that goes by the name of Mr. Ellis on YouTube." Okay, obviously I'm kidding. Leonardo DiCaprio would never say that, okay? He still wants to fuck me, obviously. But for real, okay? What actually happened to me and why I haven't posted for so long was because, unfortunately, as a 19-year-old white teenager that I am, I went through a midlife crisis. You see, this whole YouTube thing happened, like, really fast for me, and honestly, I did not know or expect you guys to respond to my content like this so quickly, and obviously I'm not complaining that you guys like my content and all this shit, but it's just, it happened so quickly, and I really had to ask myself if telling these stories and doing these types of videos were really the thing that I wanted to do at this moment right now. And after thinking about it a lot and contemplating on it a lot, I realized that this is what I want to be doing right now, and this is what I want to be producing on YouTube. Maybe I won't be doing these story time things in the future. I mean, I don't think my channel will survive if I just do these story time things for the rest of my entire life, but for right now, this is what I want to be producing on YouTube, and I had to come to that conclusion, and I had to step away from my channel for a little bit because, I mean, everything happened so fucking fast, and I honestly didn't know if this was the thing that I wanted to be doing yet because it all happened so goddamn fast. But luckily for all you people watching this, eating Doritos, just, watching my videos as your life slowly crumbles around you, as you're failing out of whatever bullshit high school you're going to, while your parents probably don't love you at all, I will be continuing to make these storytime videos in the way that I first did when I first started my channel. And so I'm sorry for the lack of content and the break that I had to take, but I hope all of you can understand where I'm coming from and how fast this all happened to me, and I needed to make sure that this was what I wanted to do in my life right now. But yes, I've come to the conclusion that yes, I still want to rant about my life and talk shit about old people and my grandmas and this and that, and I want to talk shit about everyone in the entire world before this channel ends. So enough talking about my bullshit feelings, let's get into the video. This is going to be a very rage-inducing video where I talk about how a walrus of a human being tried to call the cops on me for the dumbest fucking reason imaginable. And listen, okay, I know I put feminist in the title, okay? I know I put feminist calls the cops on me, but I mean, I seriously don't give a fuck what you are, okay? I don't care if you're fat, gay, lesbian, skinny, straight. I don't give a fuck, okay? I mean, I don't even give a fuck if you're legitimately into fucking horses in the ass, okay? I mean, I don't care if your thing is that you literally like to go into the stables and go and fuck the horses in them, okay? I literally don't care. Now, that being said, I would prefer you not fuck a horse, but I mean, if you want to go and do that, I don't give a fuck, okay? I'm not gonna stop you, alright? So, all that being said, okay, I don't care if you're a feminist, alright? I don't care if your whole thing is that you want to send each and every single man to a concentration camp and then send them to the showers just to have like a two-way glass mirror where you can just sit there and watch all of these men slowly die as they cry out to their mommies. I don't care if that's your whole identity, alright? I mean, you do you,
you do what you believe in, okay? I don't care if you believe that men are the worst things ever created. I mean, I personally don't think that. I don't really understand how you could think that when there's perfect specimens of human beings out there like Leonardo DiCaprio and Henry Cavill, okay? But I can still sit down and have a conversation with about anyone, and it doesn't matter what they believe in or how fucked up their viewpoints are. So I have no problem with feminists and even radical feminists, okay? I've had friends that are radical feminists. I know people that are radical feminists, and I've even simped over many radical feminists in my lifetime. So I really have no problem with people that I might not share the same beliefs as, okay? I really only start having a problem with feminists and people that I don't share the same beliefs as when, you know, they try to fucking call the cops on me for doing absolutely nothing wrong, and just because I'm a fucking guy. Swear to God, can't make this shit up. Here's the story of how a feminist called the cops on me for simply having a penis. As you can tell, this is going to be a very rage-inducing video. I'm definitely going to have to lower the volume on my mic, and I apologize for the words that are about to come out of my mouth. And if you're a kid and you're listening to this right now, I encourage you to repeat the words that are about to come out of my mouth directly to your parents. So anyways, here's the story of how a feminist called the cops on me for simply having a penis. So a couple days ago, me and my girlfriend had this nice day planned out, alright? I got us some tickets to see this comedian do a stand-up thing, right? He's one of my favorite comedians and one of my favorite people ever, Tim Dillon, if you've ever heard of him before. If not, you should definitely watch his podcast. It's fucking amazing. And so I'm really excited to see this guy do stand-up, and I'm really excited for the day that I'm about to have. And we go and see this comedian, and he kills it, okay? He murders. It was absolutely amazing, right? But during the show, I was drinking a lot of water because, I mean, you know, I'm white, and it's just what white people do. We can't help it. It's just in our DNA. We just walk around with a hydro flask with a sticker on it that says stay hydrated, okay? It's just what white people do, okay? We're the worst kinds of people on planet Earth. Like, I swear to God, I was at this theme park a couple weeks ago, and some guy randomly passed out in line, okay? And some, like, 19-year-old white girl was trying to help him up and make sure he was okay, and I fuck you not. The moment this guy woke up after passing out mid-line, this white girl goes, excuse me? How much water have you been drinking today? And the guy was like, I don't know, a couple glasses. And I fuck you not. This white girl with zero hesitation looked at this man who just passed out 5 seconds ago and was like, really? Those are rookie numbers. I drink like 12 bottles an hour. Like, here's an idea, you white bitch. You know, maybe you go over to this guy and before you start bragging about how much water you drink in a fucking hour, you just go over and you make sure this guy isn't having like a fucking heart attack or something like that, okay, honey? Okay, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself here. I just hate every single person on the earth. Anyways, back to the story. So I'm drinking a lot of water at this show and I start to have to pee, but the show is so good that I don't want to just, you know, get up and leave mid-show. You know, I paid a lot of money to go and see this guy, and so I wanted to get my money's worth, and I didn't want to leave during the show because I was having so much fun. And so instead of going to the bathroom during the mid-show, I told myself that I was going to go after the show ended. But you know, when like live events end and movies and stuff like that, there's always a long line to go to the bathroom, and I didn't want to have to wait in that long-ass fucking line. I was just going to wait until we got something to eat, and I was just going to use the restroom there. And so me and my girlfriend ended up going to this hot chicken place right after the show, right? And I love hot chicken, okay? I'm a hot chicken connoisseur, you could say. Okay, that sounded really lame. Please don't unsubscribe and dislike the video. But seriously, I love hot chicken, okay? And I love hot chicken so much because I like it when people know that as the white Caucasian 6 foot 150 pound kid that I am, that I ain't no bitch and that I can handle spicy food. And so this hot chicken place that me and my girlfriend go to is a very famous place, and it's always just packed with like millions of people. And even though I ain't no bitch and I can handle spicy food, I'm still a bit of a pussy because whenever I go into like a restaurant or a food place, I always feel like no matter how much I have to piss, I have to order before I use the restroom because whenever I go into the restroom, I feel like the workers are gonna come up to me mid-shit, stop me from shitting and be like, excuse me, sir? Did you order something before you use the restroom? Because our restroom is specifically for customers only. Like, obviously no one ever actually says anything like that, but for some reason I'm a pussy pussy, and I always feel like the workers there are gonna stop me mid-shit, and I'm gonna have to like shit my pants or something. And so even though there's like a million people at this place, I still had to wait in this line to order my food. And after I ordered my food and I was just on the verge of pissing myself and pissing all over the floor, I go to the bathroom. Now, there's something you should know about the bathrooms at this place, okay? They're not like traditional bathrooms, you know, with like stalls and urinals and all that kind of stuff. This bathroom is just like one of those bathrooms that has like one door and a toilet, and you can like lock the door, you know what I mean? Like only one person can use the bathroom at a time. They go in, they lock the door, they piss and shit, they come out, and the next person goes in, okay? Now, there's a male and a female bathroom at this place, but I mean, it doesn't really matter because you lock the door when you go in, okay? It's just a one-person bathroom. No one else is gonna come in, so it really doesn't matter. And I have to piss really bad, and I look over to the bathrooms, and the male bathroom has a sign on it that says out of order. And so I'm like, fuck it, man. You lock the door behind you. Only one person can use the restroom at a time. I'm just gonna go in the female restroom. Now listen, man, okay? I've gone into girls' bathrooms before like this like 100 times, okay? I mean, there's a lock on the door. No one else is gonna come in. Why even have a gender-specific bathroom in that case? And every time that I've done this, that I've gone into these girls' restrooms that have a lock on it, I've never had a problem. And so I go to the bathroom at this hot chicken place, and I go in, I lock the door, I'm the only one in there, and I piss, and it feels amazing, okay? Like, there's something about a good piss, like a really good piss, that honestly feels better than coming. I mean, I'm not even exaggerating when I say this. I will take a good piss over sex any day of the week. And while I'm in this state of euphoria, practically feeling like I'm coming even though I'm just pissing, I hear this loud knock on the bathroom door. And when I say a loud knock, I mean, I'm talking like... And this happens literally after like 5 seconds after I just went in the bathroom. And so I was fucking irritated because I mean, like, I'm pissing here. I'm practically coming, having the best time of my life. Like, just let me have this. Let me have this piss for myself in privacy, okay? You don't need to knock. I just came in here 5 seconds ago. And also, when someone knocks and you're in the stall and you have to answer them, it's literally the worst thing in the entire world. I never really know what to say. Like, do I just say like, I'm in here, I'm almost done taking my shit, please don't come in? And so usually when someone knocks on the bathroom door or the stall that I'm in, usually I just freeze up and don't say anything, and the person ends up just coming in the bathroom if it's not locked and just sees me shitting with my pants down around my ankles. And so the first time I hear these loud knocks, I don't even say anything, but about 5 seconds later, again, I hear these loud fucking knocks. But this time they're even louder. I mean, they're like... I mean, it was so loud that I legitimately thought the bathroom was getting shot up, okay? And so this time, because the bathroom, I feel like it's about to get shot up or has been shot up, I say, I'm in here, sorry. And so after I said this, I thought the knocking was gonna stop because, I mean, usually when you knock on a bathroom door and you hear someone say that they're in there, you stop knocking. But like clockwork, every 5 seconds, I just kept on hearing this loud-ass fucking knocking. But, you know, I'm in a state of absolute euphoria right now, pissing, having probably the best piss of my entire life, and so even this knocking every 5 seconds couldn't throw me off. And so by the time that I finished pissing and finished washing my hands and everything, I would say that this person had knocked on the bathroom door upwards of at least 50 times. And as time went on, the more consecutively these knocks were being performed. I mean, it probably went from like every 5 seconds to every 5 goddamn milliseconds. But I finally finished having to do everything, and I opened the bathroom door. And when I opened the bathroom door and I look up, and I would say that this is being conservative. I'm not trying to make fun of this person, but this is being conservative. I would say that this person standing right in front of me, standing right outside the bathroom, was about the same size as a walrus, but not just a walrus that had just come back from a long and successful hunting trip. Okay, that's how big this girl was that was standing right outside of the bathroom. This girl was probably, and not exaggerating, over 300 pounds, and you know, she's got the whole pink hair and nose rings and all that kind of, you know, feminist-y stuff. And this woman is about 2 feet away from the doorway, and she is just staring into my soul. And I can tell that she's just fucking pissed, okay? Like, you know when you look at someone and you can just tell that they're fucking mad? Like, you can just look at someone in a half a second and be like, yeah, this person wants to rip my throat out. And I'm confused because, I mean, I just went in there, I took a piss, and now I'm leaving, okay? Like, yeah, it's a bit bit awkward having to leave the bathroom. Like, it's a woman's restroom and seeing this female girl right in front of me, but I didn't think too much of it, okay? Because I've never really had a problem doing this in any other of the places that I've done it. And so I decided to just be polite, and I looked at this girl and I was like, hi, good evening to you. Now, I have never said good evening in my life. That is solely and exclusively used for white people above the age of 85. But it was such an uncomfortable and awkward experience that I felt like I needed to say something, okay? Just to get the tension out of the air. And so I just continued to walk on my way, but instead of just being able to walk over to my seat and sit down and eat my chicken sandwich, as I was walking, I feel this pound of fucking blubber just hit me. Like, literally, the flipper on a fucking walrus just hit me. And I realized that this girl over here, okay, Fatty McFuckface over here, just slapped me across the chest with her blubber mound of human flesh. And so she slaps me across the chest, and she looks at me and she's like, excuse me, where the fuck do you think you're going? And I was like, hey, eat my sandwich. You know, I'm at a chicken sandwich place. I'm gonna go sit down and eat my chicken sandwich that I ordered. And so I just kept trying to walk to get to the sandwich that I ordered. But as I tried to walk again, I feel this mound of blubber just strike me across the chest. And she had so much flesh on her arm. Like, when she went to strike me across the chest, her arm did this like little bounce back thing. Like, you know when you like throw a rock into a lake and you see like a little ripple effects? I mean, it was like the aftershocks of an earthquake, okay? And so I didn't just get hit with like one strike across the chest. I got hit with the multiple aftershocks that were caused by this girl swinging her 500-pound arm directly against my chest. And this girl looks at me and she goes, oh, I don't think so. I don't think you're gonna be eating any sandwich today. And I'm standing here like, can we stop, bro? I just want to go back and eat my sandwich. Why does there have to be a walrus guarding my sandwich like it's one of her pups? And as I'm standing there, this girl goes, oh, buddy, I saw you go in the women's restroom. What are you doing in there, you perv? And I look at this woman and I'm like, the men's bathroom was locked and I had to pee, so I decided that I was just going to go into the woman's restroom. And this woman looks at me in the face after I said a perfectly reasonable thing, and she laughs at me. But you see, it wasn't just like one of those like regular laughs, you know what I mean? You see, this woman was so unhealthy and sick that it was like one of those like on the verge of death cough laughs, you know what I mean? It was like it sounded like she was on the last stages of her life. And then she goes, oh, I don't think so, you perv. Now keep in mind, the bathroom literally has no other people in it. You literally lock the door behind you, so it would have been pretty hard to perv on anyone else in the bathroom because I am the only person in the bathroom. And let's just say, for the sake of argument, that I was a pervert. Like, even if I was a perv, I don't think that I would be trying to perv on girls in a fucking hot chicken place's bathroom. And don't get me wrong, okay? I love me some hot chicken, but the majority of people that love hot chicken as much as I do seem to have something in common. And the thing that these people seem to have in common is that for some reason they always seem to be over 220 pounds. And listen, okay, I know I'm going hard on this girl right here, and I know some of you are going to be like, oh bro, you're fat shaming. Stop fat shaming. You're a horrible person. Now, that being said, if you're going to ask me if I'd rather fuck Adele back when I'd have to go through an entire maze just to figure out where I could insert myself, or now when she actually looks hot as fuck, I'm choosing now 100% of the time. And the girls that are listening to this right now saying, oh my god, that's messed up. How could you say that? You're a horrible human being, are the same girls that won't date a guy who's under 6 feet. And so after this girl calls me a perv for the second time, I'm like, I just had to piss really bad, okay? The bathroom is literally only a one-person toilet. I legitimately can't even perv on someone if I tried to, okay, lady? And I even opened the bathroom and I showed her that it was literally a one-person bathroom where you lock the door behind you and no other people can use the restroom once you lock the door behind you. And after I showed her this, you know that face people make when they know they're wrong, but they just don't care? They're just gonna continue continue to try and argue with you. This walrus had a face of someone that 100% absolutely knew that they were in the wrong, but still was determined to somehow find a way to cancel me and throw me in jail. Now, there's only one thing you can do when you know you're in the wrong, but you're still gonna try and argue with that same person, okay? And the only thing you can do is double down and go even harder. And that's exactly what this walrus did. Now, keep in mind, up to this point, I have done absolutely nothing wrong to her or to anyone else, okay? I was respectful to her when I was talking to her, which is something I normally wouldn't have done, because in these situations, I tend to not take this kind of bullshit or any kind of bullshit lightly. Like, you know when you're walking in the mall and you see these like little kids trying to sell like chocolate or like candy bars or something like that to you? You know, they come up to you and they're like, excuse me, do you want some chocolate? And then they give you like some like sob story like, sir, please buy these chocolates. My mommy died of cancer 5 days ago. I have nowhere to live, but I'm selling these chocolates for a charity project for my school that will really help these little kids who are diagnosed with cancer. Why am I talking like Mickey Mouse? Like, you can't just not buy this kid's chocolate when his mother literally died 5 days ago and now he's a homeless 5-year-old child and he's selling these chocolates to help these 5-year-old kids who are diagnosed with cancer, okay? And you see, the normal average person will feel guilty enough to buy these chocolates and candy bars, but not me. These kids come up to me every single time and I give them the same response. They'll come up to me and they'll be like, excuse me, mister, do you want a chocolate or candy bar? I have no family. I'm homeless. My mother has cancer. There's literally nowhere I can go. Please buy my chocolate bar. And I just look at them dead in the face and I'll be like, nope. And listen, it's not because I don't want to help these kids, okay? It's just because most of these kids are making these fucking stories up, okay? I have no evidence that they're making these stories up, but I mean, it's just something that I know that I would do to sell these chocolate and candy bars, and so I don't trust them. I've gotten so accustomed to doing this that sometimes when I'm with my girlfriend or when I'm with like a group of my friends and these poor homeless children come up to me and they ask me to buy their chocolates, before they even start talking to me, I just go, nope. And my friends will look at me and they'll be like, hey man, what the fuck was that about? And I know I'm in the wrong here, but you see, the only way to go from here is just to double down and go even harder. So usually I do double down and I go even harder. And when my friends ask me and they're like, why did you just shut down a homeless child? I'll look at them and I'll be like, I'm having a really hard time right now. My dad got laid off of his job. My mother went to the doctor and they said that she only has like 3 months to live. And so when people ask me for money, that I just don't have any right now. And you know, even though I don't have any money, I'm not going around asking other people for money. And even though my life sucks, I just get really emotional when I see other people doing this. Like, is all of that a lie? Yeah, but I double down, and in this case, I end up winning the conversation. So anyways, back to this female walrus. So she sees that this bathroom is only a 1-toilet bathroom and has a lock on it, and so there's no possible way that I could be a perv and perv on another human being, but she decides to double down hard as fuck. Without even saying anything to me, this woman pulls out her phone and begins to dial 911. You know, like the number you call when someone breaks into your house and kills and robs your sleeping grandmother. The number that is specifically only for emergencies. But this walrus decided that me taking a piss seemed to be on the same level as someone breaking into your house and robbing and killing your sleeping grandmother. And so this 500-pound woman calls 911 and says, hello? Yes, there is a man perving on girls at the Dave's Hot Chicken in Hollywood. And for some reason, I'm looking at this walrus trying to use her flippers to call 911. And for some reason, I could just not stop laughing. Like, I could just non-stop thinking that this girl is doubling down so hard that she's calling 911. Like, I have doubled down pretty hard before, okay? I've told my friends that I couldn't go to a movie because my grandma died or something like that. Like, I've done some crazy shit, okay? But I have never once called 911 on a double down, okay? That is something that I didn't even remotely consider. Like, what did this woman think was gonna happen? Like the cops were just gonna show up, arrest me, throw me in the back of a cop car, send me to jail, and I get butt fucked by some 6'5" prison inmate immediately. And so this woman is still on the call with the 911 operator, and I just decided that I was just gonna go sit down and eat my sandwich while this girl just continues to talk on and on. Usually, I don't really like to get involved with the cops and stuff like that because it doesn't really work out for my favor. But this was an opportunity that I could just not pass up. And if you think this woman was already insane, it gets even worse, because when the officers finally came into this hot chicken place, this woman went to DEFCON 5. When the officers finally showed up, she immediately starts screaming and is like, "There he is, officers! Go and get him! That's the guy that was perving on other girls! That's the perv right there!" And I mean, at this point, everyone in the restaurant is already fed up. I mean, the workers are fed up, the people who are eating are fed up, and most of the people are laughing hysterically at this 500-pound walrus. And I was in such a good mood, and I was laughing so hard that I even let this woman speak to the cops before I even said a single word to them. I mean, I just standed there as this woman proceeded to tell the cops that I went into the girls' bathroom to spy on girls. And this girl had to know that as soon as the cops saw the bathroom, that they were just gonna leave and be like, yeah, this woman is clinically insane. But she just kept rambling on and on until eventually the cops were like, okay, how about you shut the fuck up? And the cop looked at me and he was like, sir, did you go into the woman's restroom, sir? And so I look at the cop and I'm like, yeah, I went in the girl's restroom, but first off, the guy's restroom was locked, and second off, the restroom is only a one-person restroom where you lock the door behind you, so it kind of would have been impossible for me to perv on any other girls. And so the officer ends up checking the bathroom and making sure that I was telling the truth, and once he saw that the bathroom was indeed a one-person bathroom where you lock the door behind you, he went back to us and was like, okay, ma'am, you see, he couldn't have been spying on other girls because there's a lock on the door. It's only a one-person bathroom, and so I'm gonna just have to leave him here because he apparently did nothing wrong. And then he looked at me and he was like, next time I only ask, please don't try and use the female bathroom. Just try and go look for a male bathroom somewhere if the male bathroom is locked. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I went to the girl's bathroom, but I'll try not to do it next time or whatever, you know what I mean? Now, I don't know what this girl thought was gonna happen, but this was not the result that she wanted. And so as the cops started to leave, and even though this cop did legitimately nothing wrong, like he just came in here, he assessed the situation, and then he left. Like, that's all he did. But because this woman didn't get the result that she wanted, this woman starts to scream at this police officer and says, "How dare you, you racist pig!" This woman legitimately was yelling at this police officer and calling him a, quote, racist pig. Now, her doing this confused me because I didn't know that it was possible to be racist towards walruses, but I mean, I guess I'm just not educated enough on this topic. I need to be more aware of my surroundings and people's feelings. And so after this cop left, and as this walrus was just screaming and yelling at the top of her lungs at me, I decided that all this confrontation, waiting around for the cops and everything, you know, it really made me have to go to the bathroom. And so as this 500-pound walrus was continuing to scream and yell at me, I just made my way to the bathroom, locked the door behind me, took a shit, and came out and left the chicken place. And that's the story of how a walrus flipper punched me in the chest and then called the cops on me. Moral of the story, ladies and gentlemen, be educated, be better, be more aware of your surroundings and other people's feelings, and don't be racist towards walruses. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.